Coach, this will be a totally different game than in 2022. How do you beat these Pumas, and what is the recipe to beat them? Thank you.
You are correct. They have one player, according to what I read, Funes Mori, that was with them in 2022. We have Steph Fry, Christian, Raul, Jackson. We have Obed. We have plenty of players, so it is a different Pumas team. But look, that's a proud club and a good club. Scouting some of the games that they've played, beating Monterey was a big performance. The game against Vancouver. Vancouver's not an easy place to play, so it's a very good team. I love the two wingers. The two wingers are very, very good. They'd be good in MLS. But their goalkeeping is very good. We have good goalkeeping. Their goalkeeping is very good. So it'll be a challenging game for sure, but we're looking forward to it. For us, maybe more so than some of their players. It is an opponent that we have measured ourselves against, and we're looking forward to it.
Brian, you guys have the opportunity to play against another Mexican team coming into Lumen Field, which traditionally has worked well for your club because you guys have the support of your fans, and your team tends to perform really well in short tournaments. How excited are you guys to once again showcase in the region how this plays well for you guys?
I think regionally, yes, we're a proud club, and we've had success in our different phases of our MLS history with good games against different opponents from different parts of Central and Central America, Mexico. But what I would tell you is that, this tournament is designed exactly for that, to measure up against Liga MX. And so I love it. I think it's great. Our players are excited to play in these types of games. Yes, we will be at home, and our fans will show up. It's going to be a good atmosphere. I'm sure Pumas is going to have a lot of support in the stadium as well. And that just adds to the atmosphere for these guys to put on a good show.
Jackson, you're a few years older now. You now have a lot more experience in the league, but also in tournaments. How do you pull from that experience to prepare for a game like the likes of tomorrow, given that when you played the previous time, your experience was in the stats?
I think that experience is only going to help, and I think there's a lot of players on our team, like Coach said, that have that experience from our Champions League run in 2022. But we also know that Pumas, we played them in the final, so they also have lots of experience in that. So I think they'll be just as ready in that department as we will be.
Bob, I think that's what we got in the room, so if you want to throw it to Zoom, go for it.
Okay, thank you. We have a question here. Let's go with Jeremiah. Please take it away.
Hey, Brian. It looked like Raul was out at training today. If you could just give an update on how his progress is coming.
He's ready to play. He will be on the bench, and I won't hesitate to use him.
And then if I could ask a separate question, we talked about the goalkeeping situation. Is there anything you can say as to which way you're leaning on that, or how that's looking?
I won't tip my cap to my opponent. I'm sure he scouts our team as well. We have very, very good goalkeeping. You've heard me say this enough. Andrew's an exciting young goalkeeper. These games here, the last couple of games that he's played in, some of the Open Cup games in, is very similar to what Jackson went through. I mean, that game down in Lyon when we were in 2022, when he was still a young guy coming up, that was a monster performance by our team. Hard game. In Pumas Stadium, I forget the name of it there, the historic stadium. when we played in the final, the two-leg series. That game was hard. And Jackson got better because of those experiences, and Andrew's getting better because of these opportunities that I've given him. Jeremiah, as I go through kind of this tournament, there will be a time, because I haven't promised either one of them anything, there will be a time when Steph sees some minutes. I just, I'm going to, hopefully I can make a good choice.
Thanks.
We have another question here via Zoom. I'll open the mic for Shaib MX.
¿Qué tal? Buenas tardes. Quisiera preguntarle a los dos, ¿qué tanto a los delanteros de Pumas y al entrenador en específico, cuál sería el punto débil que ve en los Pumas? Gracias.
The question was, from what you know about the attacking players and roster in general, plus the coach of Pumas, what do you see as the weak link or the opportunity in this matchup?
I think Gustavo has done a good job. I know he's coached before, but this is a big appointment at a big club. His 3 wins in Liga MX are very good. He started off the season very well. Yes, okay, Austin, maybe there was a little hiccup there, but, again, it's challenging for the Liga MX teams to be on the road all the time. He beats Monterrey. They have a good result against Vancouver. I think he's done a great job. Their team is a solid team. Every team has strengths and weaknesses, so we will try and do what we do best. And, it's for these guys, for the players, the first 5 minutes of the game is critical because we can watch a little bit of film, we can see some things, some highlights, but it's not the same when you actually step on the field and you're measuring up against an opponent. So these guys will have to think on their feet and adapt very quickly.
Gracias.
La respuesta. Gustavo, has hecho un excelente trabajo. Ya fue entrenador antes, pero ahora un apuntamiento bastante importante. Viene de 3 victorias. Empezó muy bien a la Leagues Cup. A lo mejor tuvo algunos problemitas con Austin. Tú sabes que a veces esos equipos de México que están por acá, viajando lejos, tienen a veces algunas dificultades, pero están logrando hacerlo. Tuvo un buen resultado contra Monterrey y después también con Vancouver. Entonces es un fuerte equipo. Todos los equipos tienen ahí sus fortalezas y sus problemas. Entonces, para nosotros es solamente cuestión de dar nuestro mejor. Los 5 primeros minutos de ese partido van a ser muy importantes. Uno sabe que mirar el video, entender un poco de partidos anteriores del equipo es bueno, pero mejor todavía es justamente aprender lo que está pasando en la cancha. We have follow-up questions here in Zoom. Jeremiah, please take it away.
This is an unrelated question to Leagues Cup, but I figured I'd ask. Omar Hassan was out at training today. He scored in his Defiance debut. If you could just kind of give your impressions, either one of you, frankly, of what you've seen of him in training.
My impression is very good player, very nice kid as well, and I did see his goal with Defiance. It was a very good finish, and I think, our academy produces a lot of good young players, so I think it's just another example of that.
Jackson is a product of our academy. Paul Rothrock, we have many, the list goes on and on, Obed, it's Omar was fantastic. He's got a great attitude, and he had the best penalty kick today. When we were training penalty kicks, he had the best one.
I don't see any follow-on questions here in Zoom. Kevin, any follow-on questions in the room?
Yeah, one for Jose.
Coach, you guys have been able to not only turn around your domestic season, but you guys are in contention for for titles in other competitions that are prestigious and important, because this club takes pride in performing when trophies are on the line. Would you mind sharing with you what changed for those who may not have seen the last few games, and what has changed in terms of the team's attitude and the approach to the game, not just from a soccer standpoint, but from a camaraderie standpoint and in a locker room standpoint?
I thought you were going in a direction that I might take tomorrow with the guys in the locker room prior to the game. Our club is a big club. We're a proud club. We certainly have won Cascadia Cups, Open Cups, MLS Cups, Supporter Shield, CONCACAF Champions League, Leagues Cup. We have not made it there yet. It's still something that we can go after, and I can challenge these guys to say, hey, you will be the first group from the Seattle Sounders to actually succeed in winning Leagues Cup, which is a hard tournament. It's a very hard tournament. What has changed, Jose, I'm not sure, because these guys have been putting in the work. I think the camaraderie has been good. I think the injuries in the beginning of the year have taken their toll, and then, it's still lingering there a little bit with Pedro, but I think they've pushed past that. I think just their improved play. And what I mean by that is they're making plays. Earlier in the year, we were, shooting ourselves in the foot. And it's not all one player's fault, but he made a couple mistakes and it cost us, or Yaimar would make a mistake, or someone else, Steph Fry would make a mistake, and it seemed to catch up to us. Now I think we're limiting our mistakes. Teams are still going to create chances against us, but we're limiting the mistakes that give them easy chances, and I think the team is full of confidence.